to do another one. So, this one, here's what I'm going. Sorry, damn, off to a bad start. Fuck this shit. This is bad. But I want to talk to you today about video game complacency. And I don't mean, because people be like, oh, because you're complacent playing video games. You don't feel like doing anything else. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you have a game that has an end goal, where you feel so obligated to play that game just to reach the end goal or your perceived end goal. You play the game even when you don't want to. You're playing the game like punching a clock at work, just in, out. Gotta do my 45 dailies. Gotta do all these things. I've done these repetitive tasks I've done the other days. Can't play any other games till I got this one done. Like you make your game into a job. And I feel like for certain things, when it comes to like cosmetic items and things like that in the MMO setting anyways, when it comes to cosmetic items or when it comes to items that don't affect your power level, I think having a grind or something like that where you earn something really cool and unique, that's fine. I think that's okay. But I feel like the amount of and I guess I'm talking World of Warcraft kind of exclusive here right now because they kind of changed their model from what it's been for many years, is that since they've made it so that you have this infinite grind that you can put things towards, like, I appreciate the thought. The thought was that no matter what you do when you log in, you can play the game in a neat variety of ways, and, you can upgrade your character. And I think that's a cool concept. I think it's really, it's cool that you can always upgrade your person. The problem is that on the other side of the spectrum, it gives people who have an extra 30, 40 hours a week to pump into the game kind of a huge, extra field of, like, an extra layer of advantage, like a huge advantage. And they've tried to make it so that it doesn't have such an impact, but it really does. You could see there's a huge variance between the people who don't have as much artifact power and those who do. And, in this particular guy. So you feel obligated just to stay competitive within your guild because you don't want to be the guy holding your guild back because everyone else spends 9 hours a day grinding quests and dungeons and all that to try and get ahead and squeeze out every little bit of powers you can, and you chose to maybe spend 4 to 5 hours playing the game and play something else or go to bed or have dinner or see your family or fucking whatever. And I feel like there's a point, like, it's cool if people want to spend more time raiding and they enjoy that, and like maybe they'll get extra gear out of it or things like that, and that's cool. That's the way it's been for years, and I'm fine with that. That's, maybe you'll get a chance at a higher level item gear, and that's fine, because there's still eventually kind of a soft cap on what you can get eventually, and I think that's the way it should be, at least weekly. There should be some kind of, so you can't go too fucking crazy and do this, and people just get obsessed and go, because in the beginning I was that way. I was going crazy every day, doing everything I could, get all the power I could get, artifact power and all that. Now it's like, man, sometimes I just want to play a different game. I want to play Heroes of the Storm. I want to play Jade Empire on my phone, which is amazing rework of the game I'll get into another day. But, I've got other games I want to play, or hell, I've got single-player games I need to go through the campaign for. I'd like to fucking play a game and go through its storyline at some point, Blizzard. I love all your games and your franchises, but I got so many fucking dailies and things to do between all your franchises, especially World of Warcraft, that I can't justify playing other games because then I'm fucking my guild. And that's the problem. I guess that's the thing. There has to be some kind of stop at some point to where people, can just take a breath from the game. And I know that's like, there's the hardcore people who go, well, that's your fault for not wanting to play that much, man. But it becomes no longer just those guys are super cool because they did that and they have all this extra time. It becomes like it's just this terrible obligation to your guild and to your raiding experience, and the way they tune raids, that you'll be at a certain level. So if you don't hit those certain levels, which require X amount of time to hit, you're impacting your guild majorly by not doing it. And I guess that's the problem. It feels like I got a throat hold on me from World of Warcraft right now, and I'm just trying to shake it. I like to play alternate characters. I like to level characters with the new content and then get them all to at least mediocre gear so I can choose whichever character I want to level in the next expansion, unless they make something cool like the Bard, which would be fucking great if they'd make a Bard or a Tinker Anyways, I digress. But this can happen in any game. Any game at any point where you feel like you're just logging in to punch a clock, or you gotta do it because if you don't do it, you'll fall behind. I feel like at that point you need to take a step back, and maybe it is time to play a different game once in a while. At least mix it up. Take some extra time for you and play a game where you can just relax, where there's no stringent requirements needed to play the game or to progress in the game. I think we all need that. I think most of us have a job. I know I work 40 hours a week or more, and then travel time and all of that between the jobs, getting ready and all that. I mean, most of us, if you count travel time, getting ready and all that other stuff, and the lunch they make you take at work, I mean, you're usually sitting at a 10-hour day for most people. We spend 10 of our hours a day at work, and then you got to figure, for a healthy habit, we're supposed to have 8 hours of sleep. Only leaves you with 6 free open hours to, maybe have dinner with family and friends and things like that, and socialize and do all that. And that's if you're taking advantage of every minute. You don't take an extra nap. You don't end up working more or anything like that. I mean, anyways, that's my point. Don't be complacent in your games. Feel free to give yourself some free time to roam. I know today I'm going to be doing stuff that's not contributing to my main character. Might pop onto him, maybe do a daily, but mostly probably not. Not going to touch him because, I keep doing stuff with him, and I don't want to shelf him because I get bored of him. So anyways, you guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you later.